Good afternoon, everybody. Mike here at TTK Small Engine Repair, working on this Deere E170, and I went to get an oil filter for this. That's what the oil filter looks like. They call it an easy oil change, 30-second oil change. Now the problem with that is you're not allowed to drain the remainder of the oil out of the crankcase. So I did a little research, and they make a conversion kit. This is the oil filter adapter. Oops, put that bolt back in there. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the oil filter would mount to the top of this and lock in, and then this side would mount to the housing, and it would set in there just like this. Now they make an adapter to screw into the engine block so that you can screw your oil filter on. You can convert this to a standard oil filter, and then I have the capabilities now to drain the engine oil out of the crankcase. I bought this as well, and I got both those parts, the adapter for the oil filter and that drain spout from John Deere. Now, the adapter for the oil filter is an MIU 13767. The oil drain tube with the cap is an AM 131611. So now, instead of that gigantic oil filter, you got a standard oil filter on this unit, and you're able to change the oil. So this probably hasn't had a full service oil change since it was brand new. Meaning, if you just replace that oil filter and top off your oil, you're not getting all the oil out of the crankcase. Now, just to give you an idea, oh goodness, let's get down here. This is my oil pan, and you can see all the oil I pulled out of the drain case. And the milky substance is I got water in my pan, so that has nothing to do with the engine. But you can see all that oil. There's at least a quart of oil in there that never got changed after replacing the oil filter. And that oil filter is not cheap. So it's going to be a little bit more money this time around for the customer on the oil change because of making the changeover that I did. But ultimately, the next time around, they're going to save a lot of money. And it's going to be a lot easier. Plus the fact that now I can keep fresh oil, fresh lubricant in that engine and prolong the life of that engine. I don't know whoever come up with that bright idea, but I don't know of anybody that has ever driven a vehicle without changing the oil in it and just topping it off with fresh oil. If you do and you've been lucky, more power to you, but it is always best to drain that crankcase, keep fresh oil in these units. These units get hot during the summertime, and you want fresh oil in there. As a matter of fact, we will be using a, oh goodness gracious, where do I got it? I'm going to be using a synthetic blend made by Kawasaki, and that's a 10W40 weight to put back in there. So we've done a bunch of other things to it as well. I've got the tune-up done. I got a new air filter in it. As I mentioned in my previous video, I had to replace that vacuum tube to the fuel pump. We got a new fuel filter on there. The reason we replaced that vacuum pump or vacuum hose, that's the hose that was originally on there to the fuel pump. So this thing couldn't have been running all that great because it was sucking a lot of air and not getting the vacuum it needs to help the fuel pump function the way that it should. But anyway, we still got a ways to go here. Got to level the deck, sharpen the blades, get some grease in the front end. We've got our seafoam in the gas tank. So we're getting close. Looks like my Battery took a charge. You see a green light over there, so we may be good to go on the battery. But other than that, again, we are located at 54398 County Road 657. That's considered Paw Paw, Michigan, but we are actually located 0.6 of a mile south off of Red Arrow Highway between Paw Paw and Mattawan on the west side of the road. If you have any questions or concerns, hey, give me a call at 731-298-1702. And remember, we work on all types of lawn and garden equipment. Riding lawn mowers, zero turns, walk behind mowers, pressure washers, generators, log splitters, chainsaws, snow blowers, weed whips, leaf blowers. As a matter of fact, I've got a customer dropped off a pressure washer there for me. And then he dropped off MS-180C, also a still. So I got some work to do there, but other than that, we're making good progress on the Deere. Hoping to have that done today. Ultimately, I like to, unless I have to order parts, we try to turn your equipment in 24 to 48 hours. Unfortunately, we can't do that with everything because there are times when we have to order parts. I was fortunate this morning that the John Deere dealer had the oil tube for me, oil drain tube, and the adapter for the oil filter, so that I could get this customer taken care of and provide them with a much better service than they've been getting. As I said, now we get a complete oil change, fresh oil all the way through. And but anyway, that's pretty much all we've got. My dog's out there laying, Heidi. Kaya's out there laying in the sun enjoying it. We got a little bit of sunshine. You want to say hi, Kai? Roof? Don't want to say hi to the folks? Okay. She's normally not shy. She's a great big doggone lover. Beautiful dog. Anyway, again, any used equipment or junk equipment, you know, you want to get rid of, hey, feel free to drop it off. Tim Summers and I will properly recycle that for you. I strip them down, take off any parts that we may be able to use on somebody else's unit to try to save everybody money. And that's our ultimate goal, to provide you a quality service, quality parts, quality name brand parts is what I should say, and a great service, great turnaround time, and a fair and reasonable cost on that as well. So that's pretty much all we've got today. I'm in a mess, as you can see. Of course, it don't take long when you got a job like this going on, but we'll get her all cleaned up and picked up, and we'll be back to normal operation shortly. Anyway, hey, get out there, enjoy this weather. It's beautiful out there. Be kind to one another and reach out to someone in need this weekend and try to give them a helping hand. Everybody, take care. God bless. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.